Delaware Senator Chris Coons. Many people count on people like Senator Coons to be level-headed and bipartisan and take the lead on this. Senator, what happened?
Well, Brian, there are a number of big pieces of this bill that have come together well, where there's been a good bipartisan cooperation. The small business grants and loans, for example, is something where I think Senators Rubio and Collins, Cardin and Shaheen worked very well together. I'm the ranking Democrat on funding the SBA. Senator Kennedy, the lead Republican. We really worked well over the weekend to get that package done. I'd be happy to talk about it. But at the highest level, the clip you just played summarizes the whole thing. The majority leader says, well, all of a sudden the speaker and the minority leaders showed up. They didn't just show up. They're part of the leadership. It was urged upon Majority Leader McConnell to sit down at the outset with McCarthy and Pelosi, Schumer and McConnell, and negotiate. Instead, Majority Leader McConnell followed a process where there were working groups, and then by midday Saturday, Republicans were off drafting their own bill that we didn't get to see until the next morning. The average American watching this is yelling at their television. Right. They don't want to know that we're bickering. I'm working as hard as I can to close these divisions, to get this done, and I know our leadership is as well. We will get this done.
Just so you know, there's a theory there. Senator McConnell says we could do with leadership, but everybody else says, where were you? I don't agree with this. So they wanted to get it 24 people, lawmakers on both sides in the same together, so there'd be buy-in all around. There wouldn't be a massive rejection of leadership. So I can appreciate both sides. You saying just leadership and them saying I want more people involved. But give everyone a sense of what the relief package is. $1,000 in direct tax rebates. Let's put up that full screen. Expansion of unemployment insurance, the payroll tax holiday, federally guaranteed loans for small businesses, emergency coronavirus response, preparedness. This is just some of the things. You're talking about the main issue being the $500 billion for corporations like the airlines who need $50 billion to keep it going. You want to put provisions in there, so do Republicans, to make sure they retain their workers and they don't just buy back stock. So where's the problem there? I thought you agreed on that.
We do agree on that core principle. The lack of transparency and accountability on how that $500 billion fund will be spent, and the vast discretion being given to the secretary, was a key sticking point. Brian, you know I spent 10 years in county government. Lots of the folks who are getting up this morning and going to work, paramedics and medics, orderlies, nurses, doctors, work in public hospitals. They work in public health systems. And we need to provide direct support to state and county governments that are being really hard hit. When the president moved forward the tax due date for the federal taxes, which was a good move that I support, that also means lots of states and counties have their tax filing date move forward 2 months. And the lack of sales tax means a lot of local governments are really hurting. That's probably our second biggest point of disagreement right now.
Right. So you want more money to the states, direct money to the states for that reason. You also want more money to hospitals for that reason. But I think you are in agreement on the way to reach the self-employed, on the way to reach how much money to give and how quickly to give it. And the beauty of 2020 as opposed to 2008, we have direct deposit for many people who get their refunds. So that's a way to get the money quick. And the other thing you have is the IRS is going to be an ally. How?
We are providing financial support to the IRS to get this out as quickly as possible and to make sure that their IT systems are up to handling this. This is going to be the single largest stimulus package in American history. So while I understand there's some concern and frustration that as of right now, 7:20 in the morning on Monday, we don't have it all done, I think we will get this done. If you look back to last week, Brian, a $104 billion package came together from concept to drafting to passage to signing by President Trump in record time. This is a huge bill. If we didn't have some accountability and transparency on that $500 billion, I would expect the people of Delaware to be mad at me. But we should make the progress today to get this out, and I hope the markets get that sense of confidence from those of us working hard here.
And here's what I love that everybody's doing. You're saying, hey, companies, small business, here's your money, but it's a loan. If you keep your people employed, it's a grant. If you fire your people and put them on unemployment, it is a loan, you're paying it back. So we agree on that, some accountability. What I don't agree is Speaker Pelosi saying the House is going to write their own bill. As you know, if the House writes their own bill, this is going to take till Friday or over the weekend. Can you please talk some sense into her?
One of our other challenges, frankly, is we've got 2 members of the House and 1 member of the Senate, my colleague Rand Paul, who've tested positive. There's an awful lot of members who don't want to be here for a week negotiating and negotiating all night. There is a sense of urgency, not just because of our country desperately needs these funds out, but because we're not sure we're going to come back here soon after we go into recess. So we need to get this right. We need to work off of the architecture that's already being negotiated. And I agree that we need to get this done in a way that we can stand up and defend in months or years from now, but we also need to act promptly.
Right. Yeah. Senator, thanks so much. Appreciate you scrambling for us this morning.
Happy to. Thanks, Brian.